Guys, today we see a judge challenge the system. He calls out years of neglect in handling Chance's deafness. The state ignored the obvious, and the judge isn't letting go.
Something isn't his first language and like that. There was some stuff about him being deaf that I didn't like. I didn't like where it talked about, well, the department wants to go on despite hanging on for Social Security benefits when obviously Mr. Chance has been deaf his whole life. And, I don't know why everybody's now complaining when the department probably should have applied for Social Security benefits when he was born. And now they're not happy that we're keeping the case going as long until the benefits come in. So just some things about that I didn't like. But cost report, is Miss Higgins here or Miss Miller's filling in for her? Let's see. Anyway, so that, but bottom line, he's doing well. Looks like some of Miss Beckham's have been reimbursed. Some of the monies that was owed to her by the department has been reimbursed. I don't know about where we are up to date, but Miss Reaser, that you may begin.
Thank you, Judge. And unfortunately, the state is going to request a continuance through no fault of Miss Hand, who is the caseworker. She is not able to answer any questions or do anything on the case without a supervisor present. And there is no supervisor available. Her supervisor, Ms. Tulloch, was on FMLA leave since early June. Vicki Browder was the covering supervisor up until this morning. Last week, Ms. Browder stated she would not be appearing today since Ms. Tulloch would be back. Ms. Hand requested that Ms. Browder appear anyways, and Ms. Browder refused, and Ms. Tulloch is unaware of the hearing and unprepared. So I apologize, but we put that out to the court that Ms. Hand is unable to proceed.
Well, there's about a gazillion other employees that work there, and I've had other adoption supervisors show up on other hearings, plus adoption supervisor. Then there's a program administrator, there's the regional director, program director. I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of people that could appear. I don't know what I think about that. Miss McClure, what do you think?
Not happy. You're on. My internet's messing up. Do you mind if I just do audio, not video?
No, we recognize your voice. You're good.
Okay. I'm not happy because Michelle's done a bang up job. She's been on it from day one. She's gotten this child everything he needs. I wish that they would leave her alone and let her do what she's doing. I wish they'd pay her on time like you've ordered. I don't know why we need a supervisor here at all. We just need the department to leave her alone, pay her the money, and let her pick a date for adoption after they have been able to complete the job that they need to do regarding the Social Security.
Right. Well, Ms. Reader, since this is just review hearing, I don't mind holding my questions till the next hearing. So, main thing just to make sure that Chance is doing well. So I don't really have, I can wait until then.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So I'm going to deny the continuance and we'll just go on and have our regular review hearing. Yes. So what do you need today, Ms. Reaser?
Ms. Hand, is there anything that you need today from the court?
No, ma'am.
All right, nothing from CPS.
Okay. Miss McClure, no, you'll go last. Let's see. Miss Miller, what do y'all need today?
Judge, you've already kind of covered everything that Becky was concerned about. And yes, she's on vacation, so I'm standing in for her.
Okay. Okay. Miss McClure?
Yes, if you don't mind, I'll ask Michelle if she can update us on where the payment status, where we are on the payments, and as far as she knows where we are on the Social Security.
Okay.
Michelle,
Sure.
can you tell us where do you stand on payments right now?
Yeah, so they have finally reimbursed everything that I've submitted. So I have submitted up through June. I plan on submitting from June until now by the end of the week. They We're requesting that I submit them even when the previous payment wasn't paid out, but I do not want to do that because every time I've done that, it's delayed the previous payment that hasn't been paid yet. And so, for example, I submitted in April, I was not reimbursed until August. And in August, I was reimbursed for June, not April, and April was at the end. So it historically has not worked out well. So I am waiting until it's caught up to then submit again. So I will submit this next one by the end of the week. But yeah, they have caught up.
Okay. And tell us about the Social Security. What have you been updated by the department?
I've not been updated by the department about Social Security.
Okay. But at this point, you are still wanting to have that process completed before
Yes,
adoption,
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, anybody have any questions, Ms. Beckham?
I don't think so. Not at this time.
Okay.
But Judge, this kid is getting so big and he is talking now. This child that is profoundly deaf is talking. So very exciting. Lots of big milestones finally being reached recently. So it's been really, really fun.
Well, I mean, he's got the implants, but he needs to know sign language. He needs to know every single thing because I mean, we never know when something's going to happen. You know, he's going to take 2 steps
Right.
back.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree. I think, can you understand him
Oh, yeah. Well, I can.
when he talks?
Can other people? Probably not.
Okay.
But I can understand him.
Right. Well, that's good. I mean,
We're getting there. We're
and
getting
a
there.
big teacher, you know, people that are around him, you know, you're just going to have to take a while to get him around, get people around him to understand. So I get it. Wow. Wow. Well, and you're good with the classes he's getting for sign language and speech and everything else?
So he doesn't get classes for sign language. I have had to teach him that on my own. So we're learning together. I have taken classes and then have taught him, but that's part of the reason why I was so adamant about having in-home childcare is because that's really going to be his only exposure. What I will say is that that is going to end at this point because I can't keep waiting 4, 5, 6 months for the department to reimburse. And so he is on the wait list for Head Start. And so once he gets into Head Start, I won't be submitting for reimbursements anymore. And I'm not happy about that because I think that it's in his best interest to continue to have a fluent sign language provider. However, he is 2. He's been able to stay home for 2 years. I do feel like that's been a huge, huge benefit for him and an advantage to him. So, and I do feel I would say I'm intermediate at this point with ASL. So I do feel, pretty confident in continuing. We sign at home every single day. That's primarily how we communicate. So, but yeah, just to be clear, he's not getting classes. His speech therapist is fluent in sign language though, as well.
Why is he not getting sign language classes? Explain that to me.
I don't know that there are any. He has a deaf itinerant teacher who comes once a week. And I think one of their roles is to help support with language, but his knowledge of sign language far supersedes that of his itinerant teacher at this point. So she knows like basic words and colors, but he's signing in sentences. So he's blown her out of the water at this point. But yeah, I don't know that there's any sign language classes for 2-year-olds.
Have y'all looked on are called I don't know what the proper word is for it now. I'm not very PC, but they used to have the Texas School for the Deaf.
Oh yeah. I have a deaf mentor through that program. And so that's another way that they do it is they teach me. So then they equip me to teach him. So yeah, I have a deaf mentor through the Texas School for the Deaf. We also have a deaf friend that happens to live like 5 minutes away. And so we've been hanging out with them and she signs to him as well. And her little girl is 3 and she signs as well. So, he's gotten a little friend that signs. Yeah. So we're trying to immerse ourselves as best we can.
Anything else, Ms. Beckham, that you want me to order or need me to order?
No, he's doing great.
I mean, if by some miraculous chance we could get this Social Security benefits done, or this is just something for you to think about. Our adoption day is November 8th, and it's a Saturday, and it's superheroes theme. So it's always, I don't know, we've talked about it before, but it's Miss McClure's been there. She can talk to you about it. Casa, everybody's been there. It's super cool. I don't know where Miss McClure. Oh yeah, that's right. You went dark. Anyway, Miss McClure, y'all talk about it, and if y'all wanted to go that route, we can. Miss Hand, do you know anything? Do we need to get the Social Security disability specialist in court? I mean, do you know when this benefits are going to go down? Do you know anything about that?
No, I have sent a request to see where we are in the process. I have not received anything from them just yet.
Okay. Ms. McClure, can you call Ms. Torres and have a discussion with her, see what you can find out?
I absolutely can, Judge.
Okay. In your spare time.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody need anything else?
Sorry, I'm going to add one more fun fact here, Judge.
That's good.
Last night, he's, for the very first time ever, he was FaceTiming with his brother, Caden, and he signed the word brother when he saw his brother. And so we've been trying, he recognizes him, but he was the one, I did not prompt him, and he did this. And so that was really special and sweet that he's like recognizing that and able to actually identify, hey, that's my brother.
Does
really
Caden know? Does Caden know sign?
No.
So what, was Chance talking to him, or do they just look at each other? What do they do?
They just look at each other.
Okay.
Caden's not super aware of his surroundings all the time, so he'll kind of look at Chance. But yeah, Chance recognized exactly who he was, and he signed brother to him, and that was really cool. Sweet. Yeah.
And I think I read in the CPS report, or maybe it's Casa, that mom's not doing well.
Well, she was out. She got released from prison a couple of weeks ago, and for the first week, she did pretty well. We did a video call with her, and she seemed pretty well. But she, about a week into it, she sent a series of messages to her mom that were indicative that she was using again, and we haven't heard from her since. So I have a feeling that she's not doing well at this time.
She wrote me a letter. I don't remember. Let's see. Yeah, well, it was December 24. She wrote me, she FaceTimed, she messengered me or something. Did I read this to y'all? Did I tell you what she said?
I remember that.
Yeah, basically, she felt coerced in signing the relinquishment. She was passing her drug test for probation. She was not prepared for trial. She's been struggling to get her feet back. She got out of jail. Happy when I granted an extension. I know what's best for Chance. I will never be above the foster mom's placement standards. I do truly want to be in my child's life as a mother. And if there really is no way to at least retain some of my rights and be able to have a shared custody, I also don't think I'll ever be able to get my what together. I don't know if I'll be able to survive. Me and my attorney had too many misunderstandings. I know I signed the relinquishment. I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to see Chance again. Can you please talk to me? I know I'm responsible for all this happened, and just consider you to reconsider before I lose control completely. Well, obviously I can't talk to her. And so my coordinator sent her a letter, and all the stuff was e-filed on 12/10/24. Well, I'm just found in my file an advisement to the court. Let me read this. The Social Security stuff should not be interpreted as a barrier to moving forward to consummation of the case.
The judge blasts excuses, refusing to let delays stall progress. Supervisors missing. The court isn't buying flimsy reasons.
Miss Beckham, did you know once Chance adopted, you must reapply for Social Security benefits? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay. I guess because you would be different pay or something.
Yes.
But the point is that he needs to be approved to be able to get benefits. And that's what takes so long.
Right.
And her reapplying to have him switch to her is not going to take as long as it's been taking to get him approved.
And Ms. McClure, you know, and you probably told me this before, but I don't remember. Do you know why this wasn't done before when adoption got it?
I do not know why, Your Honor.
Okay. I recommend the court continue to move toward consummation. Timely resolution, da, 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 da. Chance is not deemed developmentally or intellectually delayed. He can't talk, but that he's hearing, he's deaf, but that's not developmentally delayed. I mean, I guess it depends on whose definition you're looking at. While that syndrome is primary diagnosis for his hearing loss, there are no life expectancy issues or cognitive disorder. I'm sure Ms. Hand's supervisor higher up made her sign that thing, but I don't buy it. I mean, I understand she signed it, but we're not doing that. Mute. Especially since, I mean, how long have we known this young man's deaf, Melissa?
He was about 2 or 3 months old.
No, he was 3 weeks old.
3 weeks. Okay, wow. There you go.
So since, so he was born on 6/1/23, Department moves TMC on 6/5/23, 4 days later.
We found out on 6/21.
Okay. 6/21/23, and hold on. 6/21/23. And we had, let me see. Final trial was 11/4/24. So almost a year ago. So he was in, Ms. McClure, you don't know when they applied?
I'd have to go back and look. Ms. Hand might be able to give us that date quicker than I could.
We applied May 7th of 2025.
So he was in the care of the department for 2 years and before anybody applied, and about, let's see. $18 months we were in TMC. And we haven't even been in adoptions for a year. So
I will say
Right.
Ms. Hand asked about disability probably within the first month that the case was moved to her. So
was that the first time anybody asked you about it?
yes.
Okay. Well, sorry. That's what we're gonna do. So, okay, let me look at my court dates. Or let's see. Attorney in line to contact Ms. Torres about Social Security benefit status. State's motion for continuance is denied. Let me look. I had them pulled up and then they went away. Let's do 12/8. Maybe we'll be done before then, okay? That's 3 months, that's good. Okay, well, it's always fun to hear about y'all and what y'all are doing and how well both of y'all are doing in his life, and sounds like he's doing fabulous. And I too look forward to us getting this case resolved, and but I think we're headed in the right direction. Okay, thank you for the updates, and I'm also glad he's still seeing his family. That's good. That's cool.
We just saw them last weekend in person.
Yeah, they have become an extended family to Michelle. They are a unit.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, CASA and everybody knows that a lot of people tell us, oh, we'll still do this, we'll do that. Yeah, okay. But y'all are really doing it, so that's great. So, okay, well, good luck, and hopefully we'll see you before then. Look at that. Thank you. Next case, Castrita.
Judge, I've had the privilege of being on your docket for 7, 8 years now, and I would really like the opportunity to have the department come to one of my hearings and say this caseworker cannot answer questions without a supervisor. So I'm just wondering if that could be arranged for me in the future. And then about 4 or 5 hours for us.
Yeah, well, we just pass those questions and we do them another time, but you can do that when it's PMC versus TMC.
I've already got a lot of questions. That's not even my case.
Okay. Manuel, that's Dad, even though he didn't put his full name in here. Kayla's not on this case.
Judge,
maybe-
that could be the placement.
Oh, his name Kayla?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, his mom here, let's see. Miss Bernal, Mr. Glass isn't gonna be here today. I can't remember what he said about her. Anybody know?
Judge, Mr. Glass has asked me to advise the court that he's in jury trial, I believe, in Bell County. And as to both his cases this morning, he has not had any contact with his clients.
Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, I just saw absentee mothers. Okay. Cause number 2, what time are we set for? Oh, we're good. 23697, in the interest of castrated children. Children, everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Let's see. We're set for trial. I think Ms. Reeser said we're probably going to do an extension. So we need some best interest testimony on that. My questions, Dad just had a hair strand test. It was not great. Mom's, from the report, it looks like she's doing okay. She needs to go to inpatient, or she requested inpatient. Let's see, Dad, I need to know if the parents, boyfriends or girlfriends, if they need service plans. If so somebody's report said Dad's girlfriend needs a hair strand. The boys are with the paternal aunt and uncle. I think they want to see their dad more. They don't want to see Mom for some reason. And basically things are just rocking along. So Ms. Reeser, you may begin, please.
Thank you. Ms. Ellis, why don't we start with explaining to the court why an extension would be in the children's best interest?
An extension would be in the best interest of the children because right now Dad is still testing positive for cocaine, but he is working all the other services. He's dropped the ball with that here and there, but he is diligently working towards reunification other than having that problem. I feel like that would be most beneficial to the children to be reunited with the father because Mom, Jessica Bernal, is not interested in being placement for the children. She just wants to be a part of their life.
And she just recently got out of prison, correct?
Yes, she was released from BV Costa's halfway house on July 29th of this year.
And is she wanting to have contact with the children?
Yes, she's wanting to have contact with the children. And actually, Julius agreed to want to see his mom in person because the last time we were in court, the court granted her a Zoom visit. He wants to see her in person, and that will happen on Wednesday at 6:30. So he will see her in person for the first time since she's released this week.
Okay, and so when an extension be in their best interest to allow Jessica to also work to get in the boys' lives as well.
Right.
Okay. Now, have the goals changed for the children in this case?
We did change the goals to adoption because Dad did have that positive hair follicle here recently back in July. And because we have to for the next court hearing, but we're wanting really to just see about an extension to see if he can get it together and we not have to move to that. I did speak with both of the caregivers that currently have him, that's the aunt and uncle, and they're willing to continue to be placement for the children.
Okay. Now, do you think it would be appropriate or in everyone's best interest to have the court order us to mediation in the near future?
I do believe that would be appropriate because I do believe Mr. Castrita needs a little bit more reinforcement on getting rid of that drug habit in order to be the father that the children need.
Do you have any other updates in regards to kind of some of the things that the judge mentioned? Any updates that you'd like to provide to the court?
Well, with some of the things that you did mention, Judge, the boys are actually getting closer to wanting to be around mom, especially the oldest, Julius. Marius is still saying he doesn't really want to, but he did agree to be in the observation room with me on the other side and consider it during that visit. Dad is working towards getting the house where it needs to be up to standard for the boys to return. He's had a few things put in, but we kind of halted that once the drug test was positive. But we're going to get back on that level since all of his UAs have been negative. And in 90 days, we'll set him up for another hair follicle. Florencia, the girlfriend, did have a hair follicle, and she was negative at the time that he was positive.
Is there anything that you need from the court today, Ms. Ellis?
No, ma'am.
Right. I have nothing further.
Anybody have any questions, Miss Alice?
Judge, I have a few questions, but they're not related to an extension. We don't oppose an extension. Would the court like me to do those questions now or later?
Yeah. Well, hold on, Miss Reaser, let's just get all the questions in. You have anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. Mr. Grove, you can go on, please.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Ellis, I understand that Dad had a positive hair strand test for cocaine. Was it in July? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. And what does his UA tests look like since then?
All negative.
And how many has he taken since having that positive hair strand test?
He's taken one every week since he had the positive hair strand, and I believe that was July 21st, but I'll pull that up to confirm.
So we've got, what, 4 or 6 weeks worth of clean UAs, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. What type of visitation does Dad have now, and what are the department's thoughts on increasing that visitation?
He has weekly visits in office supervised by CPS. The department thinks that we can increase them and allow that the caretakers to include a 1-hour visit with them, supervised by the caretakers every week like we were doing before, if he's going to stay on track with that. But I would say that that would be pending the next hair follicle, personally, because Mr. Castrita seems to have figured out how to beat getting a positive UA.
Well, I understand. I understand that the department's thoughts that he's figured out a way to beat the UA, and we could spend a long time this morning talking about that. I look forward to the opportunity that you and I can spend a long time talking about those assumptions. But isn't it also possible that the cocaine hair test from July was looking backwards instead of forwards? Is that right? It looks backwards towards previous use. Is that right? Is that how that works?
It looks back for 90 days.
Okay. And he has not had any positive testing on his UAs since July's hair test that was positive for cocaine. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. And the department doesn't have any safety concerns with respect to Dad. The department's only concern is that positive cocaine test. Is that right?
That is correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Pass the witness.
Ms. Dow.
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Fraser?
No, Your Honor.
So Ms. Alice, basically, we don't know when the cocaine was used, allegedly used, but we know it was during, let's say, the last 6 months or so, correct?
Right. I just confirmed the date. The hair follicle test was July 7th. So it had to be within 90 days of that test.
Okay. Since the time the department has been temporary managing conservator, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Was that Dad's first hair strand test, do you know?
No, that wasn't his first one. And he did, if you remember back in December, test positive 2 weeks in a row on urinary tests for drugs as well.
December. So then we did July, so that'd be June, May. So that's a different usage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we basically did the hair follicle test, hopefully this time to prepare to possibly ask for a monitor return, and it came back positive. So we stopped that process.
Okay.
Her voice cuts through frustration, unpaid months piling up. She's forced to delay care just to avoid crippling setbacks.
So we did it July, and so we're 2 months out. Okay. What about Dad's girlfriend? What's up with her?
She has been testing negative on all her urinary tests, even on her hair follicle. Once Dad tested positive, I did call in a statewide intake on her because of the positive drug test on him. And she voluntarily moved out of the home and back into the home with her mother until the investigation is closed. So she currently does not reside with him.
Does she have children?
Yes, she has one that she has custody of and 3 that her mother has adopted.
Okay.
Judge, I have one question.
Okay, well, hold on just one second. What about, does she have a service plan, ma'am, other than that?
Yeah, she has a service plan. She is going to therapy. We only have her for random drug testing. So whenever I send her a message and say, I need you to do a drug test, she has to go and take a drug test. But she hasn't done one since we had the hair follicle done back in July.
Okay. Any concerns with her?
Right now, the only concern would be that she may be possibly back in the household with Josh, but we don't know. We're trying to just make sure that she is keeping Christian safe. And so far, she is reporting and keeping him safe.
Okay. No more family violence, no more, none of those problems. So, right.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why do the boys not want to see their mom? I mean, I remember at the beginning of the case, but where are we at on that one?
Mom has been an absent parent since they were like 2-3 years old, and she's popped in and out of their life with her own experiences that she had going on, drugs, being in prison, things like that. So they're having to get comfortable with mom again before they're like, yeah, she can be back in our lives, because she's been in and out, and that kind of makes them skeptical right now.
Right. Makes sense. Okay, Miss Dow.
I just was going to ask Ms. Ellis, did you provide a copy of that hair test to all of us? Because I'm not seeing that.
If I did not, I can send it to everyone right now.
Okay, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that.
Do you want the one for Florencia and the one for Manuel?
That would be nice.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody have any more questions for Miss Ellis? Look, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Our dismissal date is 11/3. That's a court date, but I don't like waiting until the last minute to do things. Our next court date is October 6th. Do y'all think y'all could get mediation in between now and then? Do we want to reset this hearing till then to see where we're at? I mean, I think probably we'll need an extension anyway, but anybody have any thoughts?
Judge, I think we need an extension. I don't think there's any way we can mediate between now and October 6th. And I kind of get where the court may be going with this, which is why I asked for the drug test, because I haven't seen it and I haven't seen the cutoff levels. I mean, I haven't seen all the detail on it that, I'd like to see, whether it was hair, head hair, body hair, all that kind of stuff. But the boys are great with Kayla, but I know they love their dad and they want to spend time with their dad. And I think ultimately, that's the ideal situation, is for them to go back home to dad. And I think that we need an extension to allow time for that to happen. I don't think this is a situation where we could go to mediation and we'd reach any kind of agreement otherwise.
Okay.
For what it's worth, I agree fully.
Okay. Okay. No, I just wanted to hear. Okay. Ms. Rees, your next witness.
No further witnesses.
Thank you. Mr. Grove, any witnesses?
No witness, Judge. We just asked for more visitation at the court's discretion.
Okay. Let's see, Casa, what's the level?
Thank you, Judge. I'm just getting my feet wet. I've been on the case about 2.5 weeks, but I certainly agree that an extension is needed. I do have a question. I'm not sure where we are on getting therapy for the boys, and with mom back in the picture and everything, I think that's going to be something that's going to be important.
Miss Ellis, can you answer that, please?
Well, the one issue that we're having is the boys' schedule. They're involved in all types of activities and in school, and they're not really wanting to miss those things. So I'm trying to find some type of telehealth therapy services that they can attend, or something that will work with their schedules and with the schedules of the caretakers, because they have 2 children that are busy all the time as well. So as soon as we can figure out some type of telehealth situation for those counseling services, we'll get them all set up, and everyone will be informed when they are started.
Surely I ordered therapy a long time ago, haven't I, Miss Ellis?
I asked that you ordered it at the last hearing.
Okay. Okay, Miss Level, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Dowell? Miss Dowell, do you have anything?
I'm sorry, Judge. No, I have nothing else.
Okay, I'm working on court dates, so let me look at my calendar.
Do we want to talk about mom going into therapy, into rehab? I think she reached out to CPS and said she was afraid that as soon as she moved back here, she'd start using. So we want to get her help so she can be good with boys.
Well, you know, she's gonna have to test positive before any kind of place is gonna accept her.
Mm.
Well, and if she just got out of a halfway house, usually they test and all. I mean, I don't know what her situation is. I don't know what her sentence was. I don't know any of that stuff necessarily, the details, but I you know, obviously I think part of her service plan needs to be that she needs to be going to some kind of NAAA, some kind of outpatient continuing treatment. But I don't know. I don't know if she needs inpatient yet.
Miss Ellis, she's not testing for you, is she?
Yeah, she has a service plan and she's working a service plan. So she tests weekly also. She has been testing negative. She is right now working full time. She's not attending any type of NA classes, but she has started therapy with Dr. Cheryl Lane, where she's going to be meeting here at the office. She is not interested in doing inpatient anymore. She feels like she's gotten a hold on it, but she's just, like I said, she just wants to be a part of the boys' lives and visit them on their schedule when they want to see her. But as far as her services, she is working her service plan.
Would open doors be a possibility? Does she have a place to live?
She has an apartment already. She has an efficiency 1-bedroom apartment, and she's working full time at a hotel here in Lampasas.
That's good.
Yes. So she's actually doing very good right now. I see her monthly, and I talk to her at least weekly via text or on phone, and she's doing pretty good. Other than being out sick recently with COVID, she has been to work every day and working full time and doing everything that she's supposed to be doing.
What if we say, well, let me tell you what I got so far. I have boys, CPS to enroll the boys in therapy that will include the parents as per the therapist. So, you know, I don't want dad obviously can go in right off the bat, but mom, you know, if the boys are having some hesitation, I don't want to force them, you know, right off the bat. What if we say if mom tests positive next time she's to enroll in inpatient? What do y'all think about that?
I think one positive doesn't necessarily merit inpatient, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think she needs to stay in some kind of ongoing outpatient to keep from a positive. I mean, I think that's the better. I mean, certainly CPS could ask for a hearing and we could look at the inpatient situation, but my thought is she needs to be going to NA or AA or some kind of ongoing help stay sober support group.
Well, okay, I'm gonna put mom to enroll in outpatient drug, outpatient drug alcohol therapy. One more positive, and I'm doing that based on her past history. One more positive UA. She's to successfully complete inpatient. Ms. Hill, is she on parole?
Yes.
Did she sign a release for you to be able to talk to her parole officer?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
I haven't talked to her parole officer yet, but she did sign that release.
Okay. Well, you might want to kind of get y'all on the same page and see where we're at, service wise, so we're not overlapping. I thought, and Mr. Grove, you used to do criminal stuff. You can help me with this. I thought they know when they go see their parole officer, so their UAs were not really what I would call random.
Yes and no, Judge. A lot of the problems I had with parole and even probation officers, drug testing is the same thing the department does sometimes. It's the oral mouth swabs, which are just garbage. But sometimes yes, sometimes no. The defendants know when they're supposed to report.
Okay.
More so on parole, which it's easier to do than probation.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to rely on Miss Ellis on their testing, but it's good to have, it's an extra tidbit. So, mom enroll in outpatient drug alcohol therapy. One more positive UA. She successfully complete inpatient and provide written proof of successful completion. So we'll see. But at least we're trying to work on getting her involved with the boys and their therapy, etc. So, okay, let me do court dates.
Can we do to increase visits with dad as agreement?
Oh, yeah. Forgot to put that. And sounds like pretty soon dad can probably get some sandwich visits or something like that. I think that would not be a bad idea. Mr. Castrita, what that is you get like 30 minutes of unsupervised, and then you get like an hour and a half, 2 hours of unsupervised, then you come back for supervised. So it's a baby step process. That's how I do it. Okay, working on dates, y'all. Hold on. Okay, these next permanency. Okay, anybody have anything else? I'm sorry. Okay, well, I'll grant the extension, find it is in the best interest of the boys to need a little bit more time to get the parents to work on their service plan. So I'll find it is in the best interest of the young man. I've read y'all everything so far. Our new dismissal date is, had it written down somewhere, 5/2. Our court dates, our next permanency hearing is 11/3. The one after that is 1/12. Our trial's a little early, 3/2/26. It's like 2 months earlier than our dismissal date. I might move it back later, but March is bad because they really have jacked up with spring break. I know we have it 1 week and some of the rest of y'all probably have it another week. It's really weird. So we might move that trial back to April, but we also haven't really set any dates past 2/9/26. So I need to get with the county attorney's office and set court dates. So anyway, that 3/2 is a little fluid right now. Okay, but you might write it down. 11/3, 1/12, and 3/2, with 5/2 being the dismissal date. Mr. Castrita, you still have court orders. You have a service plan that I was made an order of the court. You're doing well. I don't know what this drug problem is, but go on and keep up doing everything but that, because it's good that a monitor return is being discussed. So we're headed in the right direction. If you don't comply with court orders or there's more problems, your parental rights could be subject to termination, and that's not good for the boys. And I feel positive that we're going to get there.
Now the spotlight shifts to Chance making stunning progress. He's deaf, yet talking, signing, and hitting milestones fast.
So, okay, does anybody need anything else? Okay, well, we'll see y'all via Zoom on 11/3. Okay, thank you. Good reports. Interest of the Wallace Calhoun children. Everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, let's see. We need to see the parents. There's Mr. Calhoun. There's Justine. Okay, this is our status hearing. Ms. Gillette's not here. Never, Mr. Glass is excused. The big kids are with the maternal grandma in Kingsland area. Looks like the items have not received any medical records for Carly. I think that was ordered or discussed at the last hearing. The littles are with family in Hoover Valley area. Court CASA report, no child support has been paid or that they're aware of. We have a positive hair strand test for dad. There's on the littles, there's a lot of stuff in the report that's not filled in, like their weight, their height, stuff like that. It's just a lot of stuff says not applicable. I think the parents are waiting to start doing their services, but the kids are doing well. So that's what I have. Ms. Reaser, you may begin, please.
Thank you. Ms. Spicer, if you'll please give us an update on how the parents are doing.
So I gave the parents their services when I came back from leave. Justine scheduled her psychological. She does need a new therapist because that therapist isn't currently taking any new clients. And then I need to do the 2054 for BIP services. And I'm going to get with the caseworker today. She told me she was going to send all the information to me. As for John Calhoun, Amaka Bailey, the individual therapist did reach out to him. I know he was driving from his way back from a visit. I made him aware that she tried contacting him. And that's all I know in regards to the services. I don't know if he's reached out to any other ones. Both are attending their visits with their children. Both are going well. And just Mr. John Calhoun's hair strand was positive for amphetamines 13,239 and methamphetamines 184,198.
Okay. And because of him testing positive for those drugs, what are you asking the court to order?
We would like him to do an OSAR just so we can see what he says about his drug use, if he does have any, and then obviously weekly drug tests to see what is going on there and to see if he is continuing to use or he is not continuing to use.
And regarding the service plans, are you asking the judge to make all of those items orders of the court?
Yes.
Has Lauren Chillette been in contact with you at all?
She is not, but from what I am aware, her mom does tell me that she is receiving my messages, and she's just too fearful to reach back out to me.
Okay. And then regarding Justine, is there any confusion about the amount of child support?
I know at the family group conference, she said that she only has to pay $200 monthly for child support. From what I believe, the court orders say $300.
Okay. And then tell me about food stamps and what you understand if she's getting food stamps or how much is being shared with the caregivers.
From what I understood on the other side from food stamps, they told me that she was getting around $1,800 in food stamps. They told me that they're no longer giving her any food stamps because she tried applying in Williamson County and it was failure to provide information, so she's no longer getting them. But I think when she did get the food stamps, she only gave $300 to each caregiver. And as for the other amount, I don't know where it went.
Okay. And then did Justine ever take her nail test?
She did not. I reached out on the 15th and the 18th before I went out and reminded her, like, hey, I'm going to be on leave. Are you able to take this nail test so we can get it all figured out? And then I reached out to her attorney on the 18th because I didn't receive a response. When I went on leave, I don't think she reached out to the caseworkers to take that nail test.
Do you have any other updates for the court regarding any of the things that the judge was mentioning in her summary, or anything else that the court needs to be made aware of?
I do believe that for Carly's caregiver, her maternal grandmother took her to the doctor in Austin that she's been seeing previously, and surgery is scheduled for December for hip surgery.
And is there anything other than the things we previously asked about the service plans and the specific drug orders? Is there anything else that you need from the court today?
No, ma'am.
I have no further questions.
Hold on just one second. Okay, y'all in the waiting room. Oh, there's a bunch of people I don't know. Kendra Leeser, CPU supervisor, Destiny.
I think those are all for Moeller.
Okay, Katie Beebe
That's for Moeller.
and Cardiner. Cardenir. Okay, y'all don't, okay, just making sure none of them are for here. Okay. Okay, Ms. Reader, you passed the witness, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see, Mr. Grove, any questions? Hold
Miss-
on, one more person. Brooke Worsthorn. No, okay, keep going. Sorry, Mr. Grove.
That's okay, Judge. Ms. Spicer, as soon as Justine takes that nail test and assuming that it's negative, what are the department's thoughts on increasing visitation for mom?
I think we would be fine with increasing visits. It would have to be on days that dad is not doing his visitation. I'm sure the caregivers would also be fine helping supervising visits with Justine.
All right, and you kind of spoke to my follow-up question. Do you believe, assuming the nail test is negative, do you believe that supervision is necessary on those visits?
Yes.
Okay, and why is that?
Just because we still need to work stuff on the service plan if it does become court ordered today, just so we can alleviate any other concerns. She did bring a group of friends to her last visit when a caregiver was supervising. So I do have concerns of who she'd bring around the kids and not tell me.
Okay, well, we're not going to bring friends to visitation time. I'll make sure that that doesn't happen.
That's stupid.
So thank you, Ms. Spicer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Grove. Ms. Bennett, any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Oops. I'm not sure that I don't think it was you. It may have been a different worker filling in for you, but do you recall or do you know anything about my client requesting another hair strand test?
From what I looked at the family group conference, I do believe they said something about doing another nail test, but they didn't talk to me about that part. So,
okay. And are you aware that my client adamantly maintains that he has not used meth, that he did state in court last time that he used marijuana?
yes, and I think he even said in the family group conference that he didn't use and that he only used marijuana.
Okay. And do you find it at all interesting that no marijuana came up on his test?
Correct.
And does the test for marijuana also?
Yes.
And the insanely high level of the methamphetamines, do you think if you were using that much that it would come up in any test?
I believe so, yes.
Do you think that you would likely show signs of being on drugs?
Yes.
Have you noticed in your interactions with Mr. Calhoun, has he appeared to be high, or any of those kind of mannerisms that people have when they're like basically using daily or more?
He has not appeared to be high at all.
Do you think that it would be a good idea for him to go ahead now and take another hair test?
So from the department's policy, we have to wait 90 days for him to take another hair strand. And if he were to take another nail test, then we would need a court order for that. But when he tried taking a nail test, his nails were too short and he couldn't take one.
I already have a nail test written down.
Okay. Um, and have you observed or have you heard about how any of the visits have gone between him and the kids?
I've watched quite a few. They've gone well. I know with the recent one, he seemed to like started to get impatient with the children because they were getting a little too excited, and which understandable, it could be a little overstimulating when you have that many kids in a room. But they all appeared to be excited to see him.
And do the kids seem like they want to see their dad?
I know with the 3 younger kids, they definitely appear to want to see mom more than dad. I know Nora last visit, she asked, well, she wanted to see mom. She stated to dad that she wanted to see mom and that she wanted mom. The 3 older kids, especially Nicholas, are attached to their father.
Okay. And is there any way that CPS or somebody can help my client get to Colleen for these tests since his vehicle is still broken down?
I would need further in advance if someone were to transport him. I also do know that he's currently driving a motorcycle to burn it, so I am a little confused as to why he wouldn't be able to drive Colleen on his motorcycle that he has.
Okay. All right. I pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Miss Willis, any questions of Miss Spicer?
Well, I think Ms. Bennett covered most of my questions, but I do have one little question. Have you talked to Mr. Calhoun at all about him trying to find a car? I mean, it's ridiculous that he's driving a motorcycle and doesn't have a vehicle that he can transport kids with. Has that been addressed?
Honestly, this is the first I've heard about the car being completely broken down and not him being able to use it. I know he stated previously in the last court that he had issues, but he was able to get that part and fix it for the visit.
Okay.
So I haven't addressed to him yet because this is the first I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions right now, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions, Ms. Spicer? No. Okay, Ms. Reed, your next witness, please.
No further witnesses.
Mr. Grove. Any witnesses?
No, ma'am. I believe the court knows what's coming next. We just like more visitation pending her clean nail test.
Okay, thank you. Miss Bennett.
Sorry. Yes, Your Honor. My client has just had some financial setbacks. He is attempting to get his vehicle fixed, but anyway, hopefully it'll be fixed soon, but it's not right now. I can have him testify. I mean, he's just going to say the same thing that I was asking questions to Ms. Spicer. I mean, he's very adamant. He is not using meth. He'll take whatever tests. He did go and submit himself for the nail test, and he had them check his nails and his toenails, and they were not able to do a nail test. He is willing to go back and have them check those again and also take another hair test. He requested and wanted to take another hair test when it came back positive and that high. I mean, you can do whatever test. I mean, we were expecting it to show positive for marijuana, and that's not even on there at all, which is kind of odd, but and
the mother's relapse and heartfelt letter shake the courtroom. Her plea of coercion and regret sparks emotional tension.
A test as high as that one came back is, I don't know, an anomaly, and I just think it bears getting another test.
Okay.
Your Honor, may I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't think it's an anomaly to be that high. I think that's it. We've seen that before on several occasions, but that has more to do with a prolonged history. But I would like to see him go back and get his nail bed test done. I want to see if there's still enough nail there or if he's cut them. And that's that's the best way to put his money where his mouth is and see what happens.
Well, and toenails, I mean, people can break their fingernails, but I mean, one time somebody told me they didn't have enough, they bit all their nails. And I said, you got your toenails? And they said, yeah. I'm like, that's nasty. That's gross. So anyway, I'm if Mr. Calhoun wants to go get him another hair test, he's welcome to pay for it himself. Then you're comparing apples to apples. But I did order a nail test, and the nail test goes back further. So I agree with Ms. Willis, and that's what we're going to do.
In this case, Your Honor, the bottom line is these 3 children want their father in their life. They need him in their lives, and it's up to him to show to us that he is up for the task, because these kids, whether it's just visitation for the rest of their lives or he has custody, whatever it is going to depend on how candid he is with us and what he can keep together.
Correct.
Your Honor, I also do have some comments on the service plan.
Okay, go on, Miss Bennett.
Sorry. So the and I did bring this up at the family group conference also, but I would request that my client not have to take a domestic violence batters intervention prevention program. Number one, he hasn't committed any domestic violence. Number two, I have other cases in Lampasas where it's been months and they're not able to enroll or get signed up with this program.
I understand.
And if you do want him to do any of that stuff, I would ask that and the protective parenting class be done through like his therapist, as he has taken protective parenting twice. So I would think instead of just sitting and taking the same class again, it might be more helpful to do it one-on-one with his therapist, like in the course of therapy. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Is that it about the service plan?
Yes. And then, yes.
Okay. Mr. Butte, what do you think about that issue? You're muted.
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
I think it's important we get this resolved. The kids are doing great in the placements where they are. They all want to go home either to dad or to mom. But where they're at right now is good. This whole thing with the drug use, I sort of see some of John's actions as just being delaying tactics. The longer I can put this off, the more the system it's going to get out of my system, and I won't have to deal with it. He went to take a nail test, and I think in the last hearing you had ordered that he not cut his nails, and apparently when he showed up he had. So I don't see why he did that if he knows he was going to be clean. I don't think he's at any risk with his kids the way he is. Given past history, I would be surprised if he has not been using. I know he claims he hasn't, but we haven't had the proof of that, and we really need it. But we know what to do with these kids.
Okay. Do you think it's okay, Mr. Butte, if family violence issues are addressed in the parents' individual therapy?
I think so. I think it's going to be hard otherwise, like Natalie pointed out, to find somebody to do it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Butte. We might come back to you in just a second. Hang on. Ms. Willis, what do you think about doing that in their therapy?
I have to say, I agree completely with Natalie. I think that it's more helpful to have a one-on-one, especially after he's already taken this course several times. I mean, he either knows the information or he doesn't. She needs to pound it into his head. That's fine. But I think one-on-one is perfectly acceptable.
All right. Ms. Spicer, did you have a comment, or were you just like twiddling your hand?
No, I have a comment. I understand what Natalie's saying. Obviously domestic violence isn't so isn't so much just physical, it could be emotional too. Justine has sent me screenshots of between her and John. Obviously there is some emotional stuff going on when it comes to domestic violence. So I do want to ensure that there is some kind of service that John can get, whether it's in therapy or through BIP, stating and acknowledging that emotional abuse.
Those of y'all that have been on this case with me before, Miss Willis, Miss Bennett, Miss Grove, I think I can't remember who was the ad litem in Lano, probably Miss Willis. And I don't remember this. Has family violence ever been an issue before?
I don't remember it being an issue, but I can certainly go back and look at these old cases. But
no,
I've never been concerned with that with him.
Yeah,
It's always been meth, Judge.
Yeah,
I don't remember it being family violence. And my client did want me to point out that the only meth test positive that he had in all these cases was like the first test in the first case or something, like early on. He hasn't tested positive like throughout all these cases. Like it's being made that he did.
Yeah, but I don't know why we would have gotten started in another, why do you have a case in Vernon, two more cases in Lampasas, if there's not family violence, there's obviously not sexual assault, and if there's not drugs.
Because of Justine's mouth and who she talks to on the internet.
Well, that's not going to start a CPS case. And that's probably what Ms. Spicer's talking about right there. So, yeah, no, I agree with you, Ms. Bennett. Family violence and protective parenting is to be addressed in individual therapy for both mom and dad.
I wish y'all knew what was really happening.
Okay. What else, Ms. Bennett? You're good?
That's all.
Mr. Butte, anything you'd like to add?
No, not more than what I've just said.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Willis?
Did I miss something, or have the older kids been placed in counseling?
I don't know, Ms. Spicer.
I need to get with Christy in regards to that. I know I talked to Angeline about it, about getting Nicholas a psychological too, because it was recommended in his cans, I believed. So I just need to get that situation, considering that they went to that placement before I went on leave. But that is on my to-do list.
Okay. I just don't want the kids to start acting out, and then Nicholas, he's old enough where he can get in trouble, and we just don't want to go down that route. And he really, really needs his dad. So.
Okay. Ms. Willis, what about child support, et cetera? That was an issue in one of the reports.
Well, I've never received a dime from anybody. I couldn't find the order to find out what was ordered, and I didn't make a note of it. So I really honestly couldn't remember whether there was a child support order, but I can say nothing's come through.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a frog in my throat and a dog at the door. So
that's okay. Dad was to give Christy $600, Angelina $400. Mom was to give Angelina $200 for school supplies. Miss Willis, Mr. Butte, do y'all know if that happened?
I can ask her.
Okay, and Dad's child support for the record was $500. Mom's was $300, payable to Miss Willis for displacements beginning 9/1/25.
Judge, I know the court's ruling, but for purposes of the record, I'd ask the court to decline to enter a service plan given the legislative change in removing O as a termination ground. It's my belief that the intent of the legislator was to make a parent service plan compliance irrelevant. So I'd ask the court to decline that.
Okay, thank you. It'll be overruled, Mr. Grove. Thank you. Okay, anybody need anything else today? Okay, so here is our orders. Mr. Calhoun is to submit to an OSAR evaluation. CPS is to provide the removal affidavit to the evaluator. Mr. Calhoun is to nail test by 10/1/25. Justine Calhoun is to nail test by 9/15/25. Visits for parents only approved family, no friends. Protective parenting to be addressed. Hold on.
What did you just say, Judge, before that? Protective parenting?
And domestic violence to be addressed be addressed in individual therapy, children enrolled in therapy by the department ASAP. I am going to approve the service plan and make it over the court. Parents, I don't have to tell y'all the regular service plan lingo anymore as of 9/1/25, but service plan is a court order. You have a bunch of other court orders. Y'all know what happens if you do or you don't comply with your court orders. So I highly recommend everybody comply with your court orders to get us out of your life. Child support is late. I don't know what's going on about the school supply issue. Ms. Willis, if you'll ask so we can get current info for the child support by our next hearing, that would be great.
Okay.
Everybody get their pens out because I got a lot of court dates to tell y'all about.
What was Justine's nail test? Sorry.
Yeah, good point. By 9/15 a week.
Okay, thank you.
That would have been, we would have been in this case 2 months. There should be some nails. Okay, scheduling order is first permanency hearing is 11/3. Second permanency hearing is 1/12. Trial, this date is flexible too, because like I said, my 2016 dates are they're not really carved in stone yet, but I set it for 4/6/26. Final trial is, that was a permanency hearing. Permanency hearing is 11/3, 1/12, and 4/6. Final trial is 6/1/26. Dismissal date is 7/17. So see, we got a lot of leeway in there. I need to probably work on those latter court dates, but we'll do that later. Hopefully it won't matter and we'll be done, but we'll see.
Your Honor, did you give 3 dates for perm hearings?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Because I want to see how things are doing. I want to get in and get out if we can.
Are you wanting any weekly drug tests, or you just want to wait till Annette's nail test and OSAR? I just want to clarify that.
In their weekly drug testing in the service plan?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, y'all, I'm glad the kids are doing well. I'm glad we got Carly's surgery scheduled. Miss Spicer, I don't know if CASA got the medical records, but y'all need to make sure that the CASA has the medical records. I don't care about visits. Y'all just make a plan on visits. I mean, I'm a little hesitant until we get a nail test back to do any increase. But I mean, especially because you just got to test. I mean, that's not complying with a court order. So why do I need to give more visits if we're not complying with the court order? And other than what the kids want, and I get that, but as a million times we've been in this case, I need drug tests. So okay, well, we're going to keep on top of this and see everybody more frequently than we normally do. Okay, well, good luck to y'all, and we'll see y'all on 11/3.
Okay, thank you.
Thank y'all. No excuse. Thank you.
Clean UAs can't erase the storm of suspicion hanging over him. The judge grants extension but warns, comply or lose it all. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.